The Battle of Ankara, fought on July 20, 1402, stands as a pivotal moment in the history of the Ottoman Empire and the broader Middle Eastern region. To understand the significance of this battle, we must first delve into the historical context that shaped the confrontation between two formidable leaders, Sultan Bayezid I and Timur, also known as Tamerlane. Sultan Bayezid, known for his swift and decisive military campaigns, ascended to the Ottoman throne in 1389 following the death of his father, Murad I. His reign marked a period of rapid expansion for the Ottoman Empire as he skillfully consolidated power across the Balkans and Anatolia. Bayezid's ambition and military prowess earned him the moniker Yildirim, the Thunderbolt, reflecting his speed in warfare. Under his leadership, the Ottomans not only expanded their territory but also solidified their presence as a dominant force in the region. Contrasting Bayezid's rise, Timur was carving out his own empire in Central Asia. Born into the Barlas tribe in 1336, Timur emerged as a formidable military strategist and conqueror. His empire stretched from modern-day Iran to India, encompassing a diverse array of cultures and regions. Timur's campaigns were marked by their ferocity and strategic brilliance, and his ambition knew no bounds. By the early 15th century, Timur had already conquered vast territories, earning a reputation as one of the most powerful rulers of his time. The paths of these two titans inevitably crossed as their empires expanded, leading to tensions and territorial disputes. Both rulers harbored ambitions of supremacy in the region, and their mutual distrust set the stage for an inevitable clash. The battle that ensued at Ankara would not only decide the fate of their respective empires, but also leave a lasting impact on the course of history. The significance of the Battle of Ankara extends beyond the immediate military outcome. It represented a clash of titans, with the Ottoman Empire's future hanging in the balance. The confrontation between Bayezid and Timur was not merely a battle for territory, but a struggle for dominance in a rapidly changing world. As we delve into the details of this monumental event, we will explore the reasons behind the Ottoman defeat, the strategies employed by both sides, and the far-reaching consequences that shaped the future of the region. In this comprehensive documentary, we will journey through the intricate details of the Battle of Ankara, examining the prelude to the conflict, the battle itself, and its aftermath. By understanding the historical context, the key figures involved, and the broader implications of this battle, we will gain a deeper appreciation for this turning point in history. Let us now embark on this detailed exploration of the Battle of Ankara, uncovering every moment and movement that defined this epic confrontation. Chapter number 1. Historical background. To fully grasp the Battle of Ankara, it is essential to delve into the historical background of the two towering figures who would eventually clash on the battlefield. Sultan Bayezid I and Timur, also known as Tamerlane. This chapter will explore the rise of Sultan Bayezid I and the expansion of the Ottoman Empire under his reign, followed by an overview of Timur's background, his military conquests, and the growth of the Timurid Empire. Sultan Bayezid I's early life was marked by the influence of his father, Murad I, under whom he learned the arts of leadership and warfare. Born in 1360, Bayezid grew up in a period of Ottoman expansion and consolidation. From an early age, Bayezid was exposed to the intricacies of governance and the brutal realities of medieval warfare. This formative period was crucial in shaping his military and leadership abilities. The young prince participated in several key military campaigns alongside his father, gaining first-hand experience in battlefield tactics and the complexities of maintaining an expanding empire. His father's reign saw significant territorial expansion, setting the stage for Bayezid's own ambitions. He ascended to the throne in 1389 after the death of Murad I at the Battle of Kosovo. The Battle of Kosovo was a pivotal conflict that solidified Ottoman dominance in the Balkans. Despite the heavy toll it took on both sides, Bayezid's rise to power was swift and decisive, as he immediately set about consolidating his authority over the vast territories inherited from his father. His military campaigns were characterized by their speed and ferocity, earning him the nickname Yıldırım, which means the thunderbolt. Bayezid's approach to warfare was both aggressive and strategic. He sought to eliminate internal dissent quickly and move to expand Ottoman frontiers. His military genius was demonstrated in numerous battles, where his rapid and forceful tactics overwhelmed his adversaries. Under Bayezid's leadership, the Ottoman Empire expanded rapidly into the Balkans and Anatolia, bringing more regions under Ottoman control and solidifying its dominance in the region. His notable conquests include the capture of key cities such as Thessaloniki and much of Bulgaria, which further established Ottoman presence in Europe. Bayezid's administrative reforms strengthened central authority, integrating newly conquered territories into the empire effectively. His reign saw the establishment of a centralized administrative system that facilitated efficient governance and military logistics, essential for sustaining an expanding empire. Simultaneously, Timur was forging his own path to power in Central Asia. Born in 1336 into the Barlas tribe, Timur quickly established himself as a formidable military strategist and leader. His rise to power was marked by a series of successful campaigns that expanded his influence across vast territories. Timur's early life was similarly shaped by constant warfare and political turmoil. Descendant of a lesser Mongol noble family, Timur rose through the ranks by demonstrating exceptional military prowess and strategic acumen. By aligning himself with powerful factions and proving his loyalty and competence in battle, he steadily increased his influence. By the time he confronted Bayezid, Timur had already built an empire stretching from modern-day Iran to India. His military conquests were characterized by their brutality and efficiency, with Timur employing both strategic brilliance and ruthless tactics to subdue his enemies. His campaigns were meticulously planned and executed with a combination of psychological warfare, superior tactics, and sheer force. Timur's use of terror was a deliberate strategy to break the will of his opponents, often leading to mass surrenders before battles even commenced. His ambitions were not limited to regional dominance. Timur aspired to recreate the vast empire of Genghis Khan and sought to impose his authority over all of Central Asia and beyond. His vision of a restored Mongol empire drove his relentless military campaigns, leading to the subjugation of vast and diverse regions under his rule. As the Ottoman Empire expanded under Bayezid, it inevitably came into conflict with Timur's growing empire. The ambitions of these two powerful leaders led to tensions and territorial disputes. Bayezid's efforts to consolidate his power and expand his empire brought him into direct conflict with Timur, who viewed the Ottomans as a significant threat to his own imperial ambitions. The stage was set for a confrontation that would have far-reaching consequences for both empires. Bayezid's aggressive expansionist policies in Anatolia, including the annexation of several Turkmen principalities that had previously acknowledged Timur's overlordship, directly challenged Timur's authority. This expansion was seen by Timur as both a strategic threat and an affront to his prestige. Thus, the historical background leading to the Battle of Ankara is marked by the rise of two ambitious and powerful leaders, each seeking to expand their influence and control. Bayezid's rapid expansion of the Ottoman Empire and Timur's relentless conquests created a collision course that would culminate in one of the most significant battles of the early 15th century. This chapter sets the stage for understanding the complex dynamics that led to the Battle of Ankara, providing the necessary context to appreciate the strategies, motivations, and ultimate outcomes of this pivotal conflict. The clash between Bayezid and Timur was not merely a battle for territory, but a struggle for supremacy between two empires and their leaders' contrasting visions for the future of the region. Chapter number 2. Prelude to Battle. To understand the Battle of Ankara, we must first explore the geopolitical context of the early 15th century, focusing on the state of the Ottoman Empire and its neighbors. Sultan Bayezid I had significantly expanded the Ottoman Empire, establishing it as a formidable power in both Europe and Asia. The empire's rapid growth brought it into contact and conflict with various regional powers, including the Byzantine Empire, the Serbian Despotate, and the Bulgarian Empire. These conquests not only secured vital territories, but also created a buffer against European powers. However, as the Ottomans pushed further into Anatolia, they encountered the expansive reach of Timur's empire. The balance of power in the region was delicate, with shifting alliances and ongoing conflicts that kept the region in a state of flux. The Ottoman expansion under Bayezid disrupted this balance, making confrontation with other ambitious powers inevitable. Timur's empire, on the other hand, stretched from the Caucasus through Persia and into parts of India. Timur had spent decades subduing various regions and consolidating his power, often through ruthless and calculated warfare. His ambitions extended towards establishing dominance over all of Central Asia and reviving the grandeur of the Mongol Empire. This put him on a collision course with Bayezid, who was equally determined to expand his own empire. Timur's conquests were marked by strategic brilliance and an unparalleled ability to mobilize and sustain large armies over long distances. He employed a combination of direct military force and psychological warfare, often using fear and intimidation to compel submission without actual combat. His empire was a patchwork of conquered lands, each with its own complexities, which Timur managed through a mixture of fear and respect. The political and territorial disputes leading to the Battle of Ankara were rooted in Bayezid's expansionist policies in Anatolia. By annexing smaller Turkmen principalities that had previously acknowledged Timur's suzerainty, Bayezid directly challenged Timur's authority. Timur viewed these actions as provocations and a threat to his influence in the region. The intricate web of alliances and rivalries further complicated matters, with various local leaders and factions aligning themselves with either Bayezid or Timur based on their interests and ambitions. This period was marked by shifting loyalties and strategic marriages, which both empires used to their advantage. The fluid nature of these alliances meant that the political landscape was constantly changing, adding another layer of complexity to the impending conflict. The territorial disputes were not just about land but also about control over trade routes and resources, which were crucial for the economic and military sustenance of both empires. Diplomatic maneuvers between Bayezid and Timur were fraught with tension and hostility. The correspondence between the two leaders was filled with accusations, threats, and demands. Timur demanded that Bayezid acknowledge his supremacy and return the territories he had annexed. Bayezid, confident in his power, refused to comply and responded with equally provocative language. The diplomatic exchanges escalated into a war of words that reflected the deep-seated animosity between the two rulers. Their letters, often filled with grandiose rhetoric and veiled threats, failed to resolve the disputes and only served to heighten the tensions. These exchanges provide a glimpse into the personalities of the two leaders, revealing their pride, stubbornness, and unwavering determination. The failure of diplomacy underscored the inevitability of military confrontation, as neither leader was willing to back down or compromise their ambitions. The failed negotiations set the stage for war, as both empires began mobilizing their forces. Bayezid, known for his rapid and aggressive military campaigns, began preparing his troops for a decisive confrontation. He called upon his vassals and allies, amassing a large army to defend his territories and assert his dominance. Timur, equally determined, began organizing his formidable military machine, renowned for its discipline and tactical prowess. He mobilized his forces from various parts of his vast empire, demonstrating his logistical capabilities and strategic foresight. The preparations for war involved not only military logistics but also securing supply lines, gathering intelligence, and strategizing for the upcoming battle. Both leaders employed their most trusted generals and advisors, drawing upon their collective experience and wisdom to prepare for the impending clash. The mobilization efforts were a testament to the vast resources and organizational capabilities of both empires, highlighting their readiness to engage in a prolonged and intense conflict. As both sides mobilized for war, the anticipation of the impending conflict gripped the region. The movements of troops, the strategic positioning of forces, and the gathering of resources were all part of the prelude to the Battle of Ankara. The tension in the air was palpable as the two great empires prepared to clash. This chapter highlights the intricate geopolitical dynamics, the personal and political rivalries, and the failed diplomatic efforts that set the stage for one of the most significant battles of the early 15th century. The build-up to the battle was as dramatic and intense as the conflict itself, with both Bayezid and Timur fully committed to asserting their dominance. The preparations on both sides reflected not only their military strategies but also their political calculations, as each leader sought to rally support and secure their position in the face of an uncertain and perilous future. The stage was set for a confrontation that would not only determine the fate of the two leaders, but also shape the future trajectory of their empires. Chapter number 3. The March to Ankara. The march towards the Battle of Ankara represents a critical phase in the build-up to this historic clash, reflecting the strategic and logistical preparations undertaken by both Sultan Bayezid and Timur. Each leader's meticulous planning and execution set the stage for a confrontation that would shape the future of their empires. Sultan Bayezid's military preparations for the impending battle were a testament to his reputation as a formidable leader and strategist. Ascending to the Ottoman throne in 1389, Bayezid's early reign was characterized by aggressive expansion and consolidation of power. His strategy for the Battle of Ankara focused on leveraging the strengths of his well-trained and disciplined army. The Janissaries, elite infantry units recruited from Christian lands through the Devshirme system, formed the core of his forces. These soldiers were not only highly skilled but also fiercely loyal, providing Bayezid with a reliable and effective fighting force. The Janissaries were complemented by the Sipahis, the Ottoman cavalry, who were equipped with heavy armor and lances, designed for powerful charges and swift maneuvers. Bayezid's tactical approach was to use the speed and shock value of his cavalry to outmaneuver Timur's forces and exploit their weaknesses. Logistically, Bayezid's preparations were extensive and complex. The Ottoman army, which could number in the tens of thousands, required meticulous planning to ensure a steady supply of resources. The Ottomans organized supply trains to transport food, water, and medical supplies, critical for maintaining the health and effectiveness of the troops. Establishing supply depots along their route, Bayezid ensured that his army could be resupplied efficiently, minimizing the risk of logistical bottlenecks. The coordination of these supplies involved managing the transportation of forage for horses, maintaining the condition of weapons and armor, and ensuring that the troops had adequate rest. The detailed planning and effective management of these resources showcased Bayezid's administrative capabilities and his understanding of the logistical demands of a large-scale military campaign. In parallel, Timur's preparations reflected his status as one of the greatest military tacticians of his time. Born into the Barlas tribe in 1336, Timur's rise to power was marked by a series of decisive military campaigns that expanded his influence across Central Asia. His approach to the Battle of Ankara was rooted in his experience and strategic innovations. Timur's forces included a diverse mix of heavily armored cavalry, elite archers, and disciplined infantry. The cavalry, renowned for their speed and impact in battle, was equipped with elaborate armor and weaponry, allowing them to execute devastating charges. The archers, skilled in ranged combat, were used to harass and weaken enemy formations from a distance, while the infantry provided crucial support in close-quarters combat. Timur's logistical strategy was equally sophisticated. Managing the movement and supply of such a large and diverse army required careful coordination. Timur ensured that his troops were well supplied with food and equipment, despite the lengthy journey from Central Asia. This involved establishing supply lines, utilizing local resources, and maintaining efficient transport routes. The Timurid forces were known for their ability to move quickly and adapt to changing circumstances, a reflection of Timur's leadership and the rigorous training of his soldiers. Timur's meticulous planning and logistical acumen enabled him to sustain his army's combat readiness and morale over extended distances. As both armies advanced towards Ankara, the strategic and logistical preparations became increasingly crucial. The convergence of Bayezid's and Timur's forces was marked by a high level of anticipation and strategic calculation. Each side was aware of the significant implications of the forthcoming battle and the impact it would have on their respective empires. Bayezid's and Timur's movements were carefully orchestrated, with each leader seeking to maximize their strengths and mitigate their weaknesses. The preparations of both armies underscored the complexity of the conflict and the importance of detailed planning in shaping the outcome of the battle. The march to Ankara was not merely a physical journey, but a period of intense strategic maneuvering and logistical coordination. The detailed preparations and strategic considerations of both Bayezid and Timur highlighted the significance of the upcoming confrontation and set the stage for a battle that would become a defining moment in the history of the Ottoman and Timurid empires. This chapter provides a comprehensive view of the preparations and movements of both forces, offering insight into the strategic and logistical factors that influenced the lead-up to the Battle of Ankara. Chapter number 4. The Battlefield. The Battle of Ankara, which occurred on July 28, 1402, was profoundly influenced by the battlefield's terrain and environmental conditions. The area around Ankara, located in central Anatolia, featured a blend of geographical elements that significantly impacted the course of the battle. The terrain consisted of a mix of expansive plains interspersed with rolling hills and rugged outcrops. These varied topographical features presented both opportunities and challenges for the warring armies. The open plains, stretching out from the city, provided ample space for large-scale maneuvers and the deployment of cavalry, which was a crucial element for both the Ottoman and Timurid armies. For Sultan Bayezid's forces, these plains were ideal for their strategy of rapid cavalry charges and sweeping attacks. Bayezid's army, heavily reliant on their swift and aggressive cavalry tactics, sought to exploit the open spaces to outflank and encircle their opponents. In contrast, the hilly and uneven terrain posed significant challenges for the Ottomans as it impeded their ability to maintain cohesive and coordinated cavalry movements. Timur, on the other hand, had a more adaptable approach to the diverse terrain. His forces, familiar with complex battlefield environments, utilized the hills and elevated positions to their advantage. The Timurid army positioned itself strategically on higher ground, allowing them to have a commanding view of the battlefield and to direct their archers and artillery with greater accuracy. This elevation also provided defensive advantages, as it allowed Timur's forces to shield themselves from direct assaults and to launch counterattacks from advantageous positions. The climate during the battle was another critical factor that influenced the outcome. The hot, dry summer conditions in Anatolia placed immense strain on both armies. Temperatures soared, exacerbating the physical toll on the soldiers and their horses. The scarcity of water sources compounded the problem, leading to dehydration and exhaustion among the troops. The harsh climate tested the endurance and resilience of the soldiers, affecting their combat effectiveness and strategic decision-making. Additionally, the dust and heat generated by the large number of troops and horses contributed to visibility issues and further complicated the logistical aspects of the battle. The initial deployment and positioning of forces were crucial in setting the stage for the Battle of Ankara. Sultan Bayezid's strategy involved a robust and aggressive formation aimed at leveraging the strength of his cavalry. His army was organized into several key divisions: the elite Sipahi cavalry, the Janissary infantry, and a contingent of irregular troops. Bayezid's plan was to utilize the speed and mobility of his cavalry to deliver powerful flanking maneuvers and to attempt a decisive breakthrough against the Timurid lines. His forces were arrayed in a way that sought to envelop Timur's army, applying pressure from multiple directions. Bayezid's initial movements involved a series of tactical maneuvers designed to probe the Timurid defenses. His cavalry launched a series of fast-paced attacks to test the strength and flexibility of Timur's positions. These initial skirmishes aimed to weaken the Timurid forces and create openings for a more substantial offensive. However, Timur's forces, known for their disciplined and well-coordinated response, were prepared for such tactics. The Timurid army, under Timur's strategic command, maintained a defensive stance while carefully monitoring the Ottoman movements. Timur's approach to positioning and initial movements was marked by careful planning and strategic foresight. He deployed his forces in a way that maximized their defensive capabilities and prepared for the possibility of Ottoman aggression. Timur's army was divided into several well-coordinated units, including heavy cavalry, archers, and artillery. The Timurid forces were positioned in a manner that allowed them to respond flexibly to the Ottomans' advances. The use of elevated terrain enabled Timur to direct his artillery and archers with precision, creating significant challenges for Bayezid's cavalry. The initial engagement involved a series of probing attacks and counterattacks, as both sides sought to gain the upper hand. Bayezid's cavalry launched several aggressive charges aimed at disrupting the Timurid formations and creating opportunities for a breakthrough. Timur's forces, meanwhile, utilized their defensive positions to repel these attacks and launch counteroffensives. The clash of strategies and the interplay of tactics set the stage for the larger confrontation that would unfold. The detailed examination of the terrain and initial movements reveals how each side adapted their strategies to the battlefield conditions. The varied topography, harsh climate, and the strategic positioning of forces all played a critical role in shaping the dynamics of the battle. Understanding these factors provides insight into the tactical decisions made by both Bayezid and Timur, and highlights the complex interplay of elements that contributed to the outcome of the Battle of Ankara. Chapter number 5. The Battle of Ankara. The Clash. The Battle of Ankara, on July 28, 1402, stands as one of the most decisive confrontations of the early 15th century, marked by its scale, intensity, and the profound implications it held for both the Ottoman and Timurid empires. Sultan Bayezid I, known for his military prowess and aggressive tactics, faced off against Timur, a formidable conqueror renowned for his strategic genius. As the battle commenced, the Ottoman forces, numbering around 100,000, initiated a series of aggressive attacks with the aim of exploiting their numerical superiority and the broad, open terrain surrounding Ankara. Bayezid's initial strategy involved a direct assault, leveraging his cavalry's speed and the shock value of his troops to overwhelm the Timurid defenses. However, Timur's forces, although numerically inferior, were prepared for the engagement. Timur had meticulously positioned his army, utilizing the natural terrain to his advantage. His troops, estimated at around 70,000, were composed of elite cavalry, archers, and artillery units, including cannons and catapults. The initial exchanges between the two armies were intense, with both sides engaging in fierce skirmishes. The Ottomans launched a series of cavalry charges intended to breach Timur's lines, but these assaults were met with staunch resistance. Timur's forces employed a defensive strategy that utilized their artillery to devastating effect, targeting the advancing Ottoman cavalry and creating a rift in Bayezid's formation. As the battle progressed, key moments included the successful repulsion of Bayezid's initial charges and the effective counterattacks launched by Timur's forces. The engagement reached a critical juncture when Timur's forces, well coordinated and disciplined, managed to exploit a gap in the Ottoman lines. Timur's tactical acumen was evident as he executed a series of maneuvering operations that turned the tide in his favor. The battle's turning points included Timur's strategic use of his war elephants, which were employed to disrupt the Ottoman formations and create chaos among Bayezid's troops. The combination of Timur's well-executed tactics and the harsh summer conditions which sapped the strength of both armies, contributed to the dramatic shift in momentum. Timur's superior tactics. Timur's tactical superiority at the Battle of Ankara can be attributed to his innovative military strategies and his adept use of psychological warfare. Timur, often referred to as Tamerlane, was known for his unconventional approaches and strategic brilliance. One of his key tactical advantages was the use of war elephants, which, while not overwhelming in number, were strategically deployed to create disarray among the Ottoman ranks. These elephants, armored and highly intimidating, played a crucial role in disrupting the coherence of Bayezid's forces and undermining their morale. Timur's approach also involved psychological tactics designed to demoralize and confuse his opponents. His army employed deceptive maneuvers and feigned retreats to lure the Ottomans into traps. This psychological warfare was complemented by Timur's strategic use of artillery, including cannons and trebuchets, which were relatively advanced for the period. The artillery bombardments inflicted significant casualties on the Ottoman troops and play a crucial role in weakening Bayezid's forces before the decisive clashes. Furthermore, Timur's organizational prowess was evident in his ability to effectively coordinate a diverse army composed of various units, including cavalry, infantry, and artillery. His command structure ensured that each component of his army operated in harmony, allowing for a flexible and responsive approach to the changing dynamics of the battlefield. Timur's strategic planning and ability to adapt to the evolving situation on the ground were instrumental in securing his victory at Ankara. Bayezid's mistakes. The defeat of Sultan Bayezid I at the Battle of Ankara was significantly influenced by a series of tactical errors and strategic miscalculations. Despite his reputation as a formidable military leader, Bayezid's approach at Ankara was marred by several critical mistakes. One major error was his underestimation of Timur's strategic capabilities and the effectiveness of his defensive preparations. Bayezid's initial tactics, characterized by aggressive cavalry charges, failed to account for the strength and adaptability of Timur's forces. Internal divisions within the Ottoman army further compounded Bayezid's difficulties. The Ottoman forces were not a unified entity. They were composed of various factions and leaders with differing interests. These internal divisions created a lack of cohesion and undermined the overall effectiveness of Bayezid's command. Additionally, Bayezid faced betrayal from some of his allies, whose shifting loyalties and reluctance to fully commit to the battle weakened the Ottoman position. The impact of these mistakes was exacerbated by the challenging battlefield conditions and the superior tactics employed by Timur. As the battle progressed, the cumulative effect of internal discord, strategic errors, and Timur's tactical brilliance led to a gradual unraveling of the Ottoman defense. Bayezid's inability to effectively counter Timur's maneuvers and the disintegration of his forces contributed to the decisive Timurid victory. The consequences of the battle were profound, as it not only marked the downfall of Bayezid, but also had far-reaching implications for the future of the Ottoman Empire and the balance of power in the region. Chapter number 6. The Aftermath. Immediate consequences. The immediate aftermath of the Battle of Ankara brought significant and dramatic changes to the balance of power in the region. Sultan Bayezid I, who had been the embodiment of Ottoman military might, was captured by Timur's forces. The capture of Bayezid was a critical blow not only to the morale of the Ottoman troops, but also to the stability of the Ottoman Empire itself. Timur, known for his brutal tactics, did not treat Bayezid with the respect due a fellow sovereign. Bayezid was paraded through Timur's camps in chains, a humiliating display that further demoralized the Ottoman forces and symbolized the extent of Timur's victory. After this public humiliation, Bayezid was reportedly kept in confinement for the remainder of his life, enduring significant suffering until his death in 1403. The defeat at Ankara resulted in the immediate dispersal and retreat of the Ottoman forces. The once cohesive and formidable Ottoman army, shattered by the defeat, fragmented as soldiers fled the battlefield. The retreat was marked by disarray and confusion, with Ottoman troops scattering in various directions, further compounding the empire's difficulties. The loss of such a significant military force not only weakened the Ottoman military, but also led to a collapse in administrative control across the empire. This retreat had far-reaching implications, as the Ottoman leadership struggled to regroup and address the immediate consequences of their defeat. Impact on the Ottoman Empire. The Battle of Ankara had a profound impact on the Ottoman Empire, resulting in substantial political and territorial losses. With Bayezid's capture and the subsequent disarray among Ottoman forces, the empire faced a severe power vacuum. The Ottomans lost significant territories to various regional rivals and faced internal challenges as different factions sought to assert control. The political instability led to a period of chaos and interregnum, during which the empire was effectively divided into factions, each led by different claimants to the Ottoman throne. This fragmentation made it difficult for the Ottomans to maintain their territorial integrity and influence. However, the Ottoman Empire's period of chaos did not last indefinitely. Under the leadership of Mehmed I, who emerged as a unifying figure, the Ottomans began to recover from the setback. Mehmed I, known as Mehmed Çelebi, undertook a series of strategic measures to restore order and consolidate power. His efforts to re-establish centralized control and rebuild the Ottoman military paved the way for a resurgence. By the early 15th century, Mehmed I had successfully reasserted Ottoman authority and laid the groundwork for the empire's future expansion. His reign marked the beginning of a new era of Ottoman strength and stability, eventually leading to the empire's renewed dominance in the region. Impact on Timur's empire. For Timur, the victory at Ankara was a momentous achievement that solidified his status as a formidable conqueror and strengthened his control over the vast Timurid Empire. The successful campaign against the Ottomans enabled Timur to consolidate his power further and extend his influence over a significant portion of Anatolia. Following the battle, Timur embarked on additional campaigns to secure and expand his empire, capitalizing on the momentum gained from his victory. His strategic brilliance and military successes continued to shape the political landscape of Central Asia and the surrounding regions. However, the long-term implications for the Timurid Empire were complex. While Timur's victory at Ankara temporarily enhanced his empire's prestige and territorial extent, it also exposed the Timurid Empire to new challenges. The consolidation of power required significant resources and effort, and Timur's expansive ambitions created a broad but difficult-to-manage empire. After Timur's death in 1405, his successors faced the task of maintaining the vast empire he had built. The Timurid Empire eventually experienced fragmentation and internal strife, which undermined its long-term stability. The short-lived nature of Timur's empire, combined with the challenges of managing such a large and diverse realm, meant that the immediate benefits of his victories were tempered by the difficulties of sustaining his empire in the years following his death. Chapter number 7. Legacy of the Battle. The Battle of Ankara, fought in 1402, left a lasting imprint on the course of Ottoman history, marking a pivotal moment in the empire's development. The immediate aftermath of the battle saw the Ottoman Empire grappling with a significant power vacuum and a period of internal chaos. The defeat at Ankara temporarily halted the expansionist ambitions of the Ottomans, giving rise to a period of fragmentation and interregnum. This tumultuous period saw various factions vying for control, which exposed the vulnerabilities in the Ottoman administrative and military structures. Despite these setbacks, the eventual recovery under Mehmed I and the resurgence of the Ottoman Empire demonstrated the resilience and adaptability of the Ottomans. The battle's outcome had a profound influence on the empire's trajectory, shaping its future policies and strategies. The legacy of the battle extended beyond the immediate political consequences, influencing the broader dynamics of military strategy and political alliances in the region. The Ottoman defeat highlighted the importance of strategic preparation, the need for a unified command structure, and the dangers of overextension in military campaigns. It also prompted a re-evaluation of the Ottoman approach to diplomacy and conflict, as the empire sought to prevent such significant defeats in the future. The battle underscored the need for stronger alliances and more effective military tactics, lessons that would shape Ottoman strategies in subsequent conflicts. The memory of the battle and its consequences resonated through Ottoman military history, serving as a cautionary tale and a source of inspiration for future leaders. Lessons learned. The Battle of Ankara offers a rich tapestry of strategic lessons that continue to be relevant in military and leadership studies. One of the primary lessons from the battle is the critical importance of unified leadership and strategic cohesion. Bayezid's inability to effectively manage internal divisions and coordinate a unified strategy contributed significantly to the Ottoman defeat. The battle illustrated how internal discord and lack of coordination can undermine even the most formidable military forces. In contrast, Timur's success demonstrated the effectiveness of centralized command and the ability to adapt tactics based on the evolving battlefield conditions. Another significant lesson from the battle is the impact of tactical innovation and adaptability. Timur's use of psychological warfare, including the strategic deployment of war elephants, showcased the importance of leveraging unique tactics to gain a psychological edge over the enemy. His ability to outmaneuver and outthink the Ottoman forces played a crucial role in his victory. This highlights the value of innovation and flexibility in military strategy, as well as the necessity of understanding and exploiting the opponent's weaknesses. The Battle of Ankara also reflects the broader importance of unity and strategic foresight. Both leaders faced immense challenges, but their approaches to handling these challenges differed greatly. The Ottoman defeat prompted a re-evaluation of Ottoman military and political strategies, leading to more effective approaches in future conflicts. For Timur, the battle reinforced the significance of consolidating power and maintaining a strong, centralized control over his empire. The lessons from the battle, therefore, offer valuable insights into leadership, strategy, and the necessity of adaptability in the face of adversity. In summary, the Battle of Ankara serves as a historical landmark that continues to provide valuable lessons in military strategy, leadership, and the importance of unity. Its impact on the Ottoman Empire and its broader influence on regional dynamics underscore the battle's enduring significance in both historical and strategic contexts. Conclusion. In concluding our in-depth exploration of the Battle of Ankara, it is crucial to recap the pivotal events and underlying factors that led to the Ottoman defeat and the ensuing ramifications. The battle, fought on July 28, 1402, between Sultan Bayezid and Timur, was a clash of two formidable empires that would significantly alter the course of history. The Ottoman forces, under Bayezid's leadership, faced a crushing defeat due to several key factors, including internal divisions, tactical errors, and Timur's superior strategic maneuvers. The battle was marked by Timur's innovative tactics such as the use of war elephants and psychological warfare, which played a crucial role in his victory. On the other hand, Bayezid's strategic miscalculations and the betrayal of some of his allies undermined the Ottoman position. The immediate aftermath of the battle saw Sultan Bayezid captured and subsequently dying in captivity, while the Ottoman forces were dispersed and retreated, leading to a period of political instability and fragmentation within the empire. This turmoil resulted in significant territorial and political losses for the Ottomans. However, the empire's eventual recovery and resurgence under Mehmed I highlight the resilience and adaptability of the Ottomans. The long-term impact of the battle reshaped the strategic and political landscape, influencing future military strategies and diplomatic relations in the region. Reflecting on the historical significance of the Battle of Ankara, it becomes evident that this conflict was more than just a military engagement. It was a turning point that shaped the future of both the Ottoman and Timurid empires. The battle's legacy underscores the importance of strategic foresight, unified leadership, and the ability to adapt to rapidly changing circumstances. For the Ottomans, the defeat was a harsh lesson in the need for cohesive internal structures and effective military strategies. For Timur, the victory cemented his reputation as a formidable conqueror and strategist, but it also highlighted the challenges of maintaining control over a vast empire. Studying the Battle of Ankara offers valuable insights into the complexities of historical conflicts and the factors that drive their outcomes. It serves as a reminder of the interconnectedness of historical events and their lasting influence on subsequent developments. Understanding such pivotal moments in history not only enriches our knowledge of the past, but also provides important lessons for analyzing present and future conflicts. The battle's enduring significance in military history emphasizes the need to learn from past experiences to navigate the challenges of the present and shape the future. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth journey through the Battle of Ankara. We've explored the rich historical context, the intricate preparations of both Sultan Bayezid and Timur, the decisive moments on the battlefield, and the profound legacy left by this monumental clash. The Battle of Ankara stands as a testament to the complexities of leadership, strategy, and the ever-changing tides of history. If you found this exploration of one of history's pivotal moments insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on our future deep dives into history's most significant events. Your support helps us continue bringing you detailed and engaging content that uncovers the stories behind the world's greatest conflicts and achievements. Stay tuned for more comprehensive analyses, historical narratives, and exciting documentaries that offer new perspectives on the events that shaped our world. We look forward to embarking on these historical journeys with you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep engaging with the past to better understand the present and future. Thank you for joining us on this in-depth journey through the Battle of Ankara. We've explored the rich historical context, the intricate preparations of both Sultan Bayezid and Timur, the decisive moments on the battlefield, and the profound legacy left by this monumental clash. The Battle of Ankara stands as a testament to the complexities of leadership, strategy, and the ever-changing tides of history. If you found this exploration of one of history's pivotal moments insightful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update on our future deep dives into history's most significant events. Your support helps us continue bringing you detailed and engaging content that uncovers the stories behind the world's greatest conflicts and achievements. Stay tuned for more comprehensive analyses, historical narratives, and exciting documentaries that offer new perspectives on the events that shaped our world. We look forward to embarking on these historical journeys with you. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep engaging with the past to better understand the present and future.